line of actual control in Arunachal Pradesh today. He will launch the centrally sponsored Vibrant Villages program aimed at comprehensive development of villages at the India-China border. The BJP's first list of final candidates for the upcoming Karnataka Assembly elections is expected today. The list of 150 candidates is likely to be out by 11 o'clock this morning. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear bail pleas of several convicts serving life imprisonment in the 2002 Godhra train burning case today. A bench of the Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Padriwala are scheduled to hear the bail plea along with a batch of petitions of the convicts challenging their convictions. The Supreme Court will also be hearing a plea of the Delhi government to quash the nomination of 10 members of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi by the Lieutenant Governor. A bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Padriwala will hear the plea. A nationwide mock drill is planned today and tomorrow to review emergency preparedness of both public and private hospitals amid a spike in COVID-19 cases. The Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia will oversee the mock drills at AIIMS in Haryana's Jhajjar. Mr. Mandavia had last week held a review meeting with the state health ministers and asked them to stay alert and review preparedness. The alleged desecration of a religious flag led to brick-batting between two groups and arson at Shastrinagar in Jamshedpur. According to an official, the act prompted authorities to impose prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the CRPC in the locality Sunday evening. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat on Sunday said misconceptions and distorted information were being spread about India to slow down its progress towards becoming a Vishwa Guru. Speaking at a function in Mumbai, Bhagwat said such misconceptions were spread about the country post 1857, but such elements got a befitting reply from Swami Vivekananda. The Congress will start its Jai Bharat Satyagrah in Maharashtra from Thane city today. According to a party functionary, the campaign will be held across the state, during which party leaders will create awareness amongst masses about wrong policies of BJP-led union government and the current political situation in the country. The Bengaluru Hotels Association has called for the boycott of Amul products amidst a recent controversy. The criticism came after the recent statement of the Karnataka Chief Minister Basvaraj Bommai regarding the entry of Amul into Karnataka's markets. Reacting to this, the association has asked all hotels to use the local dairy brand Nandini to protect the interests of farmers in the state. The noose is continuously being tightened on Mafia Atiq Ahmed and his close associate Ubaid. Another close associate of Atiq Ahmed has now been arrested. 2 days ago, a case of extortion against him has been lodged. Significantly, since the Umesh Pal murder case, prompt action is being taken against Atiq Ahmed and his henchmen. Well, you are watching live and breaking on Republic TV, and coming up next, clashes in Jharkhand's Jamshedpur over flag desecration. Section 144 is in place. Internet services have been suspended. And China provokes Taiwan with drills now. Taiwan hits back.
इस देश में बहुत समय के बाद एक ऐसी सरकार आई है जो सरकार टिकाने के लिए नहीं चल रही, देश को सुधारने के लिए सरकार चल रही है।
ये पहला एक बड़ा इवेंट हुआ है जहां पे आप इस पर विस्तृत तौर से इन डिटेल आप बात करेंगे, तो लेट अस एड्रेस ऑल इश्यूज।
आप सभी देश के जन जन तक सही सूचनाएं पहुंचाने में अहम भूमिका निभा रहे हैं। जब नेशन फर्स्ट होता है तब हमारे संकल्प भी बड़े होते हैं और उनको सिद्ध करने के प्रयास भी व्यापक होते हैं।
प्रधानमंत्री जी, हमने भी ठान लिया है, हमारा रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क भी अपने कदम और भी तेज करेगा। dragging back economic fugitives, fantastic. But a crackdown on corruption alone is not enough to steer the economy.
That is where the reforms are not just to remove those who are with several cases of corruption and disproportionate assets. This will ensure that at a local level, no officer can go about saying, hey, I've come to inspect you without the system approving it.
आपने 3 गोल्ड जीते, आपने वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट करा,
जब
पोडियम पे नंबर 1 स्पॉट में खड़ी
हूँ
और नेशनल एंथम ही नहीं है।
नेशनल एंथम नहीं है हमारे पास। मैनेजर्स, कोचेस जो थे, उनको कॉन्फिडेंस ही नहीं था कि भी हमारा कोई गोल्ड आ सकता है, हमारा नेशनल एंथम भी बज सकता है। मैंने वहाँ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड भी क्रिएट किया और 3 गोल्ड मेडल भी जीते। नेशनल एंथम नहीं थी हमारी, वो रिकॉर्डेड जाता है ना, वो आई नहीं। फिर हमने खुद वहाँ, मेरा टीम ने स्टेज पे क्रिस्टन पे मैं और नीचे से मेरा जो टीम थी पूरी, उन्होंने नेशनल एंथम गाया।
The India developmental model is the right model which the world can follow, and that is the opportunity that we have before us.
I believe that you are
Welcome back. You are watching live and breaking on Republic TV. Now, a work on the Zojila tunnel is on in full speed. This strategic tunnel, of course, will be connecting the Kashmir Valley to the Ladakh region. And today, Nitin Gadkari, the Union Minister, will be visiting the Zojila Pass. And let's go across to our correspondent Zeenath, who has been tracking all the developments on this. Good morning, Zeenath. It's looking like a sunny morning over there. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, of course, makes his way there. But give us, a sense really of how strategically important this tunnel is for India.
See, Nupur, we are standing just at the west portal. As my Vijay can show you, this is the tunnel, the west portal of the Zojila tunnel. It's almost a 13-kilometer tunnel, and the work has already begun, and as of the engineers on ground, they have completed some 6 kilometers as far as the ongoing work is concerned. Talking about the strategic point of view, this is very important tunnel because we are standing at a place which is a avalanche prone area where you have maximum 70-80 avalanches at a time we have witnessed, and this road remains closed for months together. Not less than 5 months is usually the duration when this pass is completely closed. So this UT of J&K gets completely disconnected with the UT of Ladakh. But once this tunnel is through, it is going to connect the UT of Ladakh with UT of Jammu and Kashmir. So this tunnel is going to connect the 2 UTs of the country. So that way it is very important. Then as far as the logistics, the troop movement, because Dras, Kargil and then Ladakh has been quite in news because of the enemy like China, because we share the borders here with the dragon. So this has been a bigger issue for the government of India because we have seen what happened in Galwan, and since then we are seeing the government of India and the Union Ministry for Roads, Transport and Highways have been pushing very hard so that they are able to complete this tunnel as soon as possible. As of now, the minister is coming to inaugurate the Zadmore tunnel and also to take is going to inspect the entire work that is going on here at the Zojila tunnel.
Right now, as you pointed out, of course, infrastructure development in this area has been one of the key concerns for the government, and this has been seen as a huge step towards that. But give us also a sense of how this is going to change lives of people in the valley, because this not only cuts down travel time, but this is going to be an all-weather tunnel as well.
Absolutely, Nupur. This is going to be all-weather connectivity tunnel this time. Once this tunnel is open, so it is going to be going to give a huge economic boost to the unity of Jammu and Kashmir and also to Ladakh. But this is really also seen as an engineering marvel because you are just bypassing now the Zojila, which is the highest altitude, and now that will be bypassed, and the commuters on ground will be using the Zojila instead of Zojila. Will be using the Zojila tunnel. My Vijay is showing you the surroundings, snow-clad mountains, and normally the temperature here is even this time it's in minus, so you have the winds which are quite chilly, then the temperature is quite very low here, and you have the oxygen issues as well once you come to these kind of heights. but it is going to give a bigger boost to the economy of J&K and also to the Ladakh, and particularly if you face any kind of eventuality, within no time you can reach to the Minimarg, which is around 40 kilometers from here from. So that means some 40 kilometers will be reduced. That period will be covered in 13 to 14 minutes. So we are seeing the men and machinery on ground, although there are multiple tunnels that are there the work is going on, and it's around thousands of workers are working here day and night. Because right now, as far as this Zojila tunnel is concerned, the boring of the tunnel is going on, which will be completed by 2024. And when we talk about this tunnel, it will be completed in 2026. That is the deadline. But we are seeing the way the push is being made. Maybe it will be inaugurated before 2026. So in a way, it's one of the largest tunnels of India and the highest tunnels of the Asia, because this is going to give a major boost to the economy and also will help the troops, because it's going to give a booster shot in their arms as far as the movement of troops on this tunnel is concerned.
Absolutely, and movement of troops in this area is, quite challenging given the fact that it's treacherous terrain. Thank you for the moment for joining us, Zeenat. Of course, we'll be coming back to you once the Union Minister arrives there. Thank you. And here's a quick look at what else is making news across the globe this morning. Taiwan's Coast Guard have released a video showing the Chinese and Taiwanese vessels on the screen at the same time. Now, the video comes as Taiwanese government has said that China sent warships and dozens of fighter jets towards Taiwan in retaliation for the US-Taiwan meeting. The Ukrainian Air Force has released for the first time footage of the National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System being operated. The footage claims that the Ukrainian missile defense system have destroyed over 100 missiles and drones, including drowning of a Russian KH-101 cruise missile. Protests broke out in cities such as New York and Boston to express disapproval of the rulings by two federal judges over the availability of the abortion drug, after alarm for Americans who insist that availability must be guaranteed. Now, the issue will likely be settled by the US Supreme Court, which last year had repealed the 1973 landmark decision that had established a constitutional right to abortions. A group of Venezuelans burnt an effigy representing Judas Iscariot in a Easter time ritual that locals have increasingly also used to speak out against social ills and politicians they blame for the nation's woes. The effigy included 4 heads with images of politicians, including Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro and the country's former oil czar Tarek El Aissami. Saudi officials were in Yemen's capital for talks with the Iran-backed Houthi rebels as part of the international effort to find a settlement to Yemen's conflict. Now, the talks in Sana'a are part of international efforts by Oman to settle the 9-year-long conflict which began 2014. 2 police officers in Wisconsin's Cameron were pronounced dead after a shootout at a traffic stop signal. The suspect in the shooting was taken to hospital and later died. Officials say a probe has now been launched. Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has visited the state of Maranhão in northeastern Brazil, where 64 cities are in a state of emergency due to flooding. Lula flew over the area where more than 7,000 people have been displaced and promised federal government assistance. Officials say that at least 10 people may have been buried under the debris of a building that collapsed following an explosion in France's port city of Marseille. Efforts to find survivors were hampered as the fire continued to burn deep inside the rubble. However, the number of casualties or the cause of the explosion is yet to be ascertained. Police have warned people in Hamburg to close their windows early after a large fire that engulfed several warehouses sent black plumes of smoke in the area. This is chemical-laden smoke which is drifting in the German city, triggering a health alarm. Hong Kong streets were splashed and soaked in the Thai New Year traditions for the first time since the coronavirus pandemic began. Crowds of all ages sprayed people with water guns, hoses, bowls of water for hours. Some people also daubed passers-by with traditional Thai blessings. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo was involved in a spat with Al Fayha players as Al Nassr were held to a goalless draw. Here's more on what happened.
Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr dropped 2 valuable points against Al Fayha after playing out a goalless draw in round 23 of Roshan Saudi League on Sunday. Ronaldo needed 67 minutes to register his first shot on target and was furious after the game. He even went on to accuse the opponent's players of wasting time. Al Nassr's captain, while walking off the pitch after the final whistle, could be heard confronting the players. Both teams scored and both goals were disallowed due to scorers being an offside position. The draw increased the gap with leaders Al Ittihad, who defeated Al Wehda 2-1 to 3 points with 7 games still to play. Agency report for Republic TV.
You are watching Republic TV, and coming up next on Live and Breaking, days after China's renaming provocation, the Home Minister Amit Shah will be in Arunachal Pradesh today for the Vibrant Villages scheme. And clashes in Jharkhand's Jamshedpur over flag desecration, Section 144 is in place.
आप सभी देश के जन जन तक सही सूचनाएं पहुंचाने में अहम भूमिका निभा रहे हैं। जब नेशन फर्स्ट होता है तब हमारे संकल्प भी बड़े होते हैं और उनको सिद्ध करने के प्रयास भी व्यापक होते हैं।
प्रधानमंत्री जी, हमने भी ठान लिया है, हमारा रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क भी अपने कदम और भी तेज करेगा। Dragging back economic fugitives, fantastic. But a crackdown on corruption alone is not enough to steer the economy.
That is where the reforms are not just to remove those who are with several cases of corruption and disproportionate assets. This will ensure that at a local level, no officer can go about saying, hey, I've come to inspect you, without the system approving it.
आपने 3 गोल्ड जीते, आपने वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट करा,
जब
पोडियम पे नंबर 1 स्पॉट में खड़ी
हूँ
और नेशनल एंथम ही नहीं है।
नेशनल एंथम नहीं है हमारे पास। मैनेजर्स, कोचेस जो थे, उनको कॉन्फिडेंस ही नहीं था कि भी हमारा कोई गोल्ड आ सकता है, हमारा नेशनल एंथम भी बज सकता है। मैंने वहाँ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड भी क्रिएट किया और 3 गोल्ड मेडल भी जीते। नेशनल एंथम नहीं थी हमारी, वो रिकॉर्डेड जाता है ना, वो आई नहीं। फिर हमने खुद वहाँ, मेरा टीम ने स्टेज पे क्रिस्टन पे मैं और नीचे से मेरा जो टीम थी पूरी, उन्होंने नेशनल एंथम गाया।
The India developmental model is the right model which the world can follow, and that is the opportunity that we have before us.
I believe that you are soaked in the philosophy of nation first.
इस देश में बहुत समय के बाद एक ऐसी सरकार आई है जो सरकार टिकाने के लिए नहीं चल रही, देश को सुधार।
Good morning. You are with Republic TV, and India's biggest news event is back. The 3rd edition of the Republic Summit will be held in the national capital this month. The biggest names, the biggest newsmakers, the biggest agents of change and transformation in India will be at the Republic Summit once again. So stand by for what will be by far India's biggest news event by miles. And here's a look at the headlines at 10 o'clock this morning.
Tomorrow and finalize the list, and we probably will announce tomorrow or day after.
After a huddle in the national capital, the BJP is likely to release its list of candidates for the Karnataka elections today. Days after China's renaming provocation, Amit Shah is in Arunachal Pradesh today, set to launch the Vibrant Villages scheme. Reignited the language debate. Stalin writes to Amit Shah alleges discrimination on CBT examinations. Clashes are reported in Jharkhand's Jamshedpur over the flag's desecration. Section 144 is in place. Internet is suspended. China provokes Taiwan with drills. Now Taiwan hits back, conducts counter drills. Well, Karnataka's Chief Minister Basvaraj Bommai has said that the BJP is likely to release the full list of candidates for the coming state assembly elections today. Now, this comes after the Prime Minister chaired a key meeting in the national capital to finalize the candidates. Now, the Prime Minister, apart from him, of course, there were other senior leaders of the BJP who were at that meeting yesterday. We are given to understand that the list of candidates is likely to be announced by about 11 o'clock this morning. Even as this happens, of course, there is a confirmation that came in earlier about the Chief Minister's seat as well. He announced that he is contesting from the Shigaon constituency. Apart from that, of course, the senior BJP leaders who attended the CEC meeting of Karnataka assembly elections were the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister Amit Shah, the BJP chief JP Nadda, Karnataka's Chief Minister, of course, Basvaraj Bommai, and also the Union Minister Prahlad Joshi attended this meeting. Now, we are expecting this list of candidates, about 150 of them to be announced by about 11 today, so nearly an hour later. Let's listen in fact, to the comment that was made by Basvaraj Bommai earlier, and also, of course, of the Congress party, which has questioned why the BJP has not released its list yet.
कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो लगभग तैयार हो गया है। उसे किस तारीख को रिलीज करना है, कौन से मुद्दे एड्रेस करने हैं, इन सारी बातों की चर्चा हुई और जो पेंडिंग कुछ टिकट्स हैं उनमें से भी कुछ पर चर्चा हुई। आपने ये देखा, कांग्रेस ने 166 सीट डिक्लेयर कर दी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी हर रोज जोर लगाया, आज हम घोषणा करेंगे, कल घोषणा करेंगे, परसों पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड होगा, उस दिन अमुक दिन होगा। आज तक तो उनका पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड ही नहीं हुआ। क्या कारण है? आपने देखा, कांग्रेस ने अभी तक तो नॉमिनेशन की तारीख शुरू नहीं हुई। हमने अपनी 80% के करीब लगभग सीटों की घोषणा कर दी है। तो इसलिए हमारे यहाँ कोई, जो थोड़ा बहुत तो वैचारिक मतभेद होता है, पर कोई बड़ा बवाल नहीं है। भाजपा में जिस प्रकार का बवाल है, मुख्यमंत्री अपनी सीट नहीं लड़ना चाहते, मंत्रीगण अपनी सीट नहीं लड़ना चाहते, विधायक अपनी सीट नहीं लड़ना चाहते। भाजपा किसी की टिकट काटती है तो वहां भगदड़ मची है। भाजपा भगदड़ जनता पार्टी बन गई है कर्नाटक के अंदर, और उस भगदड़ को रोकने के लिए ना वो प्रधानमंत्री कंट्रोल कर पा रहे, ना अमित शाह कंट्रोल कर पा रहे। तो इसलिए सवाल आपका सही है, पर पूछा भगदड़ जनता पार्टी से जाना चाहिए। कुमार स्वामी जी की हर बात आप गंभीरता से मत लीजिए। हम वो बहुत सम्मानित नेता हैं, मैं उनकी बहुत इज्जत करता हूं, हमारा उनसे राजनीतिक मतभेद है। पर एक बात बताइए, जो पार्टी केवल भगोड़ों के सर पे ही चल रही हो, वो पार्टी चुनाव लड़ेगी कैसे और कर्नाटक के लिए करेगी क्या?
Let's in fact go across live to Prajwal, who's tracking all the developments coming out of Karnataka today. Prajwal, we are expecting that list to be announced by about 11 o'clock this morning. Give us a sense of whether that is going to happen or not, or could that be delayed?
In all likely possibilities, it will happen today. That is the latest information that we are getting in from the BJP party here in Karnataka. Anywhere between 11 to 11:30, it will be announced as well. And shortly, we are outside the BJP office now, where we are expecting that Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, along with B.S. Yediyurappa and all the top state leaders of Karnataka, will be present as well. So now going ahead and looking at it right now, just to give you a glimpse of the entire party office, it's all decked up now. The police have come in, additional police forces have come in now. Supporters are also coming in slowly. They are trickling by. We are seeing the cops who have come out here in large numbers. There are KSRP platoons which have been deployed outside the BJP office to make sure that there will be no sort of untoward incident. Because remember, when the Congress released its list, there were over 150 to 200 cadres who stormed in the party office at once, and therefore it did not go down well with the Congress party as well, and therefore the BJP on that front do not want to take any risk and have made sure that they have called in proper protection. And we are also seeing the barricading of the entire office there right in front of the BJP office, and we are expecting that all the top senior leaders will already be present here. We are also expecting that Union Minister Prahlad Joshi will also be arriving. So it's a big day for the BJP ahead of the release of the list in Karnataka now. And on these lines, it is expected that over 150 candidates to be very precise, will be released in the first list, and in the second list 74 candidates will be released as well. Because now we get to understand that in these 150 constituencies, 2 of them were shortlisted in the in the screening committee meet which was held in Karnataka, and later this was presented before the CEC committee as well, and later they have finalized all these tickets is what we are getting to understand. And now what remains to be quite major is the fact that we are also having we are also seeing Dr. Sudhakar, who is the medical education minister, who is just walking inside the BJP office even as we are speaking. So all the cabinet ministers of Basavaraj Bommai too coming in here. We are also seeing a lot of action outside the BJP office here with many more VIPs, other VIPs too, who are coming in quickly now on the instructions of Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai. So definitely it's an action-packed day out there for the BJP in the state of Karnataka too, and we will shortly be expecting that the list will be out, because most of the cabinet ministers are coming in now as well. So all said and done, Nupur, we need to wait for it, and also they will be going ahead and taking a decision on the manifesto as well, because the BJP is yet to release its manifesto, because the Congress has come up with 4 promises now. The JDS has come up with 5 promises with the Pancharatna Yatra. So now everybody is looking at what will the BJP have in its manifesto this time around, and what would they basically be promising to the people of Karnataka. So this is something which is very interesting, which the people of Karnataka will be watching out for, and the manifesto committee will be headed by Shobha Karandlaje, who is heading it here in the state of Karnataka, after which they will go ahead and also release the manifesto on these expected lines after the list of 150 candidates will be released shortly, over an hour or so that we are waiting, where the list will be released out here at the BJP office in the national capital of Karnataka in Bengaluru.
All right. So Prajwal, of course, is bringing us the latest in terms of when we expect the list to be released. Thank you very much, Prajwal, for joining us for the moment. But the BJP, of course, has a long list of candidates, about 150 that will be released today. And here's a look at what else is making news. This morning, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be in Kibithu, a strategically key village near the line of actual control in Arunachal Pradesh. Today, he will be launching the centrally sponsored Vibrant Villages program aimed at comprehensive development of villages in the India-China border. The BJP's first list of its final candidates from the upcoming Karnataka Assembly elections is expected to be out today. The list of 150 candidates will be announced shortly. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear bail pleas of several convicts serving life imprisonment in the 2002 Godhra train burning case today. Now, bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.P. Padriwala is scheduled to hear, along with the bail applications, a batch of petitions of these convicts challenging their conviction. The Supreme Court today is scheduled to hear a plea of the Delhi government to quash the nomination of 10 members of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi by Lieutenant Governor. A bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Padriwala will be hearing the plea. A nationwide mock drill is planned today and tomorrow to review emergency preparedness in both public and private hospitals amid a spike in COVID-19 cases. The Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia will oversee the mock drills at AIIMS in Haryana's Jhajjar. Mansukh Mandavia had last week held a review meeting with the state health ministers and asked them to stay alert and review the preparedness of health facilities. The alleged desecration of a religious flag led to the brick-batting between two groups and arson at Shastri Nagar in Jamshedpur. According to an official, the act prompted authorities to impose prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the CRPC in the locality on Sunday evening. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat on Sunday said that misconceptions and distorted information were being spread about India to slow down its progress towards becoming Vishwaguru. Now, speaking at a function in Mumbai, Bhagwat said that such misconceptions were spread about the country post 1857, but such elements got a befitting reply from Swami Vivekananda. Well, the Congress will start its Jai Bharat Satyagraha in Maharashtra from Thane city today. Now, according to the party functionary, the campaign will be held across the state, during which party leaders will create awareness amongst masses about wrong policies of the BJP-led union government and the current political situation in the country. Bengaluru Hotel Association has called for the boycott of Amul products amid recent controversy. Now, the criticism came in from the after the recent statement of the Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai regarding the entry of Amul in Karnataka markets. Reacting to this, the association has asked all hotels to use local dairy brand Nandini to protect interests of farmers in South India. Now, the news is tightened around Mafia Atiq Ahmed and his close one, Zubayd, another close aide of Atiq, has now been arrested. 2 days ago, a case of extortion was registered against Zubayd. Significantly, since the Umesh Pal murder case, prompt action is being taken against him and his henchmen. Well, in poll-bound Karnataka, a fresh controversy has now erupted. The Congress has made milk a poll issue, opposing the entry of Amul, promoting Nandini, stating that it would be taking away livelihoods from farmers. But the question is this an attempt to divide over milk ahead of polls now? Let's go across to Prajwal for more details on this. Now, Prajwal, you know, this new row over milk in Karnataka comes even as the Hotels Association, we understand, has backed Nandini, saying that Amul should be kept away. But is this something that should be made into a poll issue is the larger question?
Now, Nupur, looking at this entire scenario which has broken out between the Nandini and Amul as well, definitely, because we're also speaking about 80 lakh farmers who are also eligible voters here. So therefore, now the Congress as well as the JDS, both the opposition parties have made it their main prime issue ahead of the polls as well, because it initially started with the leader of opposition in Assembly, Siddaramaiah, who went ahead and stated that somehow, even though the merger of both Amul and Nandini was opposed by the people of Karnataka and it took a backseat, now Amul entering the market definitely does not bode well for the goodness for the business of the Karnataka Milk Federation. Why they say this over here is the fact that 80 lakh farmers' livelihoods, mainly who are going ahead with the cattle farming, is something which is considered to be very crucial, and also the support price which is now being given by the government, because earlier the support price per litre was 2 rupees and later under the BJP government it was increased to 5 5 rupees as well. And this was something which the BJP has all said and done propagated. And also now the BJP is going ahead and arguing the fact that this is only healthy competition. So what's the problem here? One of the major problems that arises is that both Nandini and Amul are cooperative societies here. And by and large, these cooperative societies will have the scale to go ahead, manufacture, ramp up their production as well. And it is therefore seen as a direct threat to Nandini. But the BJP maintains the fact that 1 litre of Nandini milk costs 40 rupees, whereas Amul products 1 litre of normal milk of Amul will cost 56 rupees. So therefore, they have increased the price by 16 rupees. So therefore, it is not at all a threat, is what the BJP is claiming. Because so far in Karnataka, it was the other products of Amul which was being sold mainly in the form of butter, ice creams, lassi and all these products. But now them coming into the milk manufacturing is something that has to be seen. Because in Hubballi and Belagavi alone, Amul goes ahead and supplies 500 litres of milk. Whereas when it comes to Nandini itself, they go ahead and supply thousands of litres of milk across the entire state of Karnataka as well. So this has definitely become a big poll issue and a big poll plank as well. So we need to look out as to how it will pan out. And the JDS state president, CM Ibrahim, went ahead, made a very controversial statement saying that it will not be the white revolution or milk revolution you will be seeing, but it will be the blood revolution which you will be seeing in Karnataka if Amul is not taken out from the shelves as well. And therefore, the Hotel Association is too backing the KMF and has stated that there should be nothing to worry, and they have stated that there should be a blanket ban on Amul products and especially Amul milk, and they have also insisted to all the hoteliers in Karnataka to be using only Nandini milk products.
All right. So as Prajwal is pointing out, of course, this is appearing to brew into a big poll issue now. How do you see this going forward, Prajwal, given the fact that, largely one does mostly only see Nandini milk being sold at various parts in Karnataka, including, of course, Bengaluru?
Absolutely. We see 80% of the milk products of Nandini being sold across the entire state of Karnataka, which also includes Bengaluru, who is the major consumer with 90% as well. So therefore, now the BJP is also pointing out that Nandini is not only limited to Karnataka. It has also been given to the states of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh as well. And there should absolutely be no problem, because even 10% of the Nandini products are also exported to the Middle East countries as well as the European countries as well. So that is also stating that they are also competing with the other markets in the other states as well. So what is the confusion all about, and why are you going ahead and opposing competition is something which the BJP is putting ahead here.
All right, stay with us. Let's in fact listen in to comments that we have been getting from various political groups. CM Ibrahim from the JDS, of course, made this comment.
ನಮ್ಮ ಅಮೂಲನ್ನ KMF ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಹೊಂಟವ್ರೆ ಗುಜರಾತಿಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ. ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಬೊಮ್ಮಣ್ಣ, ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೈ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲಿನ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ರಕ್ತ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಾವು. ಇವತ್ತು ನಂದಿನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು ಸತ್ರು, ಗುಜರಾತಿನ ಮಾರ್ವಾಡಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ್ದು ಅದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆನ ಇವತ್ತು ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಅವರು, ಬೊಮ್ಮಾಯಿ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಗುಜರಾತಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಮೂಲನ್ನ KMF ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಹೊಂಟವ್ರೆ ಗುಜರಾತಿಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ. ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಬೊಮ್ಮಣ್ಣ, ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೈ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲಿನ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ರಕ್ತ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಾವು. ಇವತ್ತು ನಂದಿನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು ಸತ್ರು, ಗುಜರಾತಿನ ಮಾರ್ವಾಡಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ್ದು ಅದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆನ ಇವತ್ತು.
Without any this type of the process, how can government ekaiki merge with KMF, merge with Amul? These are all the wrong political statement. As if now DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, they have not finalized the ticket. Yesterday, Mr. DK Shivakumar has made a statement. If Kharge has become the chief minister, I am fully supported with Kharge. DK Shivakumar made a statement. These are all confusion with Karige, Sidramaya and Shivkumar. So these confusion statement, they want to hide it. That's why they have bring the Amul subject. Even Kumar Swamy, still they have confusion with Asan ticket. Bhavaniya, Revana, who is the Asan candidate? These are all confusion. They want to...
All right, so pictures on your screen were of DK Shivakumar over there at what appears to be a local shop, and Prajwal will be able to explain it better to us. So, Prajwal, tell us what was happening in those pictures. DK Shivakumar, of course, and the Congress party wanting to make a big issue out of, the Amul versus Nandini battle.
That was just a few minutes ago. The pictures that you got on your screen was DK Shivkumar visiting a Nandini milk parlor in Hassan, because he's there in Hassan yesterday after the JDS MLA now resigned from his party and joined the Congress, Shivlinga Gowda in Arsikere. So he had been to the main unit of the Nandini in Hassan as well, and there he was seen consuming Nandini products and then paying them as well, stating that Nandini will be the sole provider of milk and other dairy products in Karnataka as well. So somewhere the Congress is also doing a photo op stating that they are with the Karnataka Milk Federation, they are with Nandini as well. Because remember that even between 2008 to 2009, when H.D. Revana was the president of the KMF, he had strongly opposed the entry of Amul into the Karnataka markets, at which point of time even talks did not fructify between the Karnataka government and Amul as well, and therefore it was cancelled. But finally now that Amul has entered the market, and also let me tell you that Amul will also be selling milk only through its e-commerce platform. They will not be selling it offline through their offline stores, but they plan to come into it. But do they have the capacity to ramp up that production? At this point of time in Karnataka, they do not have the capacity to ramp up the production. But because of the fact that they are also a cooperative society, the threat still looms large over the farmers in Karnataka, is what the opposition is going ahead and pointing out here. So therefore, we need to go ahead, look at it in the broader perspective, thinking this only as a competition, because Nandini is also competing with 16 other dairy brands in the state of Karnataka itself. We have Arokya, Akshay Kalpa, Dodla and many other milk manufacturing brands from the neighboring state of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh also being coming here. But is it the opposition's only demand that Amul is from Gujarat and therefore they are targeting it? This is something which will have to be seen in the course of days to come here, Nupur.
All right, Prajwal reporting on that from Bengaluru. Thank you for the moment, Prajwal, for joining us. So as Prajwal is pointing out, of course, this is looking set to become a big poll issue in Karnataka. A look now at some big international news this morning. Taiwan's Coast Guard has released a video showing the Chinese and Taiwanese vessels on screen at the same time. The video comes as Taiwanese government said that China had sent warships and dozens of fighter jets towards Taiwan in retaliation for the US-Taiwan meeting. The Ukrainian Air Force released for the first time footage of the National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System air defense systems being operated. The footage claimed that the Ukrainian air defense system has destroyed over 100 missiles and drones, including the downing of a Russian Kh-101 cruise missile. Protests broke out in cities such as New York and Boston to express disapproval of rulings by two federal judges over the availability of abortion drug. This, of course, has caused alarm for Americans who insist the availability must be guaranteed. Now, the issue is likely to be settled by the US Supreme Court, which last year repealed the 1973 landmark decision that had established a constitutional right to abortions. A group of Venezuelans burned an effigy representing Judas Iscariot, the Easter time ritual that locals have increasingly used to speak out against social ills and politicians they blame for the nation's woes. Now, the effigy included 4 heads with images of politicians, including Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro and the country's former oil czar, Tarek El Assami. Saudi officials were in Yemen's capital for talks with the Iran-backed Houthi rebels as part of the international effort to find a settlement to Yemen's conflict. Now, the talks in Sana'a are part of international effort led by Oman to settle the 9-year conflict which began 2014. Two police officers in Wisconsin's Cameron were pronounced dead after a shootout at a traffic stop signal. Now, the suspect in the shooting was taken to hospital and later died. Officials say a probe has now been ordered. Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva visited the state of Maranhão in northeast Brazil, where 64 cities are in state of emergency due to flooding. Lula flew over the area where more than 7,000 people have been displaced and promised federal government's assistance. Officials say that at least 10 people may be buried under the debris of a building that has collapsed following an explosion in France's port city of Marseille. But efforts to find survivors were hampered as fire continued to burn deep inside the rubble. The number of casualties or the cause of the explosion remains unknown. Police have warned people in Hamburg to close their windows early after a large fire that engulfed several warehouses and black chemical-laden smoke drifting over the German city, triggering health alarm. However, no injuries have been reported in the fire. Hong Kong streets splashed and soaked in Thai New Year traditions for the first time since the coronavirus pandemic began. Now, crowds of all ages sprayed people with water guns, hoses and bowls of water for hours. Now you are with Republic TV, and still to come, days after China's renaming provocation, Amit Shah is in Arunachal Pradesh today. He's set to launch the Vibrant Villages scheme. And clashes in Jharkhand's Jamshedpur over flag desecration, Section 144 is now in force. Internet is suspended.
आपने 3 गोल्ड जीते, आपने वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट करा,
जब
पोडियम पे नंबर 1 स्पॉट में खड़ी
हूँ
और नेशनल एंथम ही नहीं है।
नेशनल एंथम नहीं है हमारे पास। मैनेजर्स, कोचेस जो थे, उनको कॉन्फिडेंस ही नहीं था कि भी हमारा कोई गोल्ड आ सकता है, हमारा नेशनल एंथम भी बज सकता है। मैंने वहाँ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड भी क्रिएट किया और 3 गोल्ड मेडल भी जीते। नेशनल एंथम नहीं थी हमारी, वो रिकॉर्डेड जाता है ना, वो आई नहीं। फिर हमने खुद वहाँ, मेरा टीम ने स्टेज पे क्रिस्टन पे मैं और नीचे से मेरा जो टीम थी पूरी, उन्होंने नेशनल एंथम गाया।
The India developmental model is the right model which the world can follow, and that is the opportunity that we have before us.
I believe that you are soaked in the philosophy of nation first.
इस देश में बहुत समय के बाद एक ऐसी सरकार आई है जो सरकार टिकाने के लिए नहीं चल रही, देश को सुधारने के लिए सरकार चल रही है।
ये पहला एक बड़ा इवेंट हुआ है जहां पे आप इस पर विस्तृत तौर से इन डिटेल आप बात करेंगे, तो लेट अस एड्रेस ऑल इश्यूज। Dragging back economic fugitives, fantastic. But a crackdown on corruption alone is not enough to steer the economy.
That is where the reforms are not just to remove those who are with several cases of corruption and disproportionate assets. This will ensure that at a local level, no officer can go about saying, hey, I've come to inspect you, without the system approving it.
Hello and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, India's biggest news event is back. The third edition of the Republic Summit will be held in the national capital this month. The biggest names, the biggest news makers, the biggest agents of change and transformation in India will be at the Republic Summit once again this year. So stand by for what will be by far India's biggest news event by miles. And now, viewers, it's time to take a look at the headlines we're tracking at this hour. After a huddle in the national capital, BJP likely to release candidates list for Karnataka elections today. Congress makes milk a big issue ahead of polls in Karnataka. Is there an attempt to divide over milk now? Politics over Jamshedpur violence. JMM claims situation under control. BJP questions law and order. And days after China's renaming provocation, Amit Shah in Arunachal Pradesh today set to launch Vibrant Villages project. In Jammu and Kashmir, Union Minister Gadkari to review progress of Asia's longest tunnel, Zojila. China provokes Taiwan with drills now. Taiwan hits back, conducts counter drills. And starting off with the work on the strategic Zojila tunnel. This is an all-weather connection between the Kashmir Valley and the Ladakh region, and construction here has been going on at a rapid pace. Over 40% of the drilling is complete. The tunnel project through the mighty Zojila Pass at an altitude of 11,578 feet on the Srinagar-Kargil-Leh National Highway is of strategic importance as the highway remains closed during winters due to heavy snowfall. Cutting off the Ladakh region from Kashmir, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari along with his team will be inspecting the ongoing work today. And earlier you had seen that report filed by my colleague Zinat. Let's go across and speak to her about more on this. Zinat, it's over to you to take our viewers through what's happening right now. Earlier we had seen, how nearly 40% of the work is complete and going on at an extremely rapid pace.
See, we are right now at the Zojila tunnel, and this tunnel is an important tunnel because it has a significance, the strategic significance as far as movement of troops, army troops to the Ladakh region is concerned from the Sonamarg, which comes in Ganderbal district of the Kashmir Valley. This is a project with the Union Ministry for Roads, Transports and Highway, and today Union Minister Nitin Gadkari along with the parliamentary committee members will be here in some time from now, and he will be inspecting the ongoing work that is going on at present, and also will be inaugurating the Zadmo tunnel. Talking about this very tunnel, as of now they have completed the 6 kilometers, but it's a 13-kilometer long tunnel, and with the once this tunnel is complete, it is going to give an economic boost to the Jammu and Kashmir. My VJ Firdaus is showing you the visuals of this tunnel. Not only it will be giving economic boost to the Jammu and Kashmir, but it's also a all-weather connectivity tunnel. So this tunnel will be connecting both Jammu and Kashmir UT with the Union Territory of the Ladakh. We have seen what happened in Galwan, and since then we have been seeing how the Ministry of Highways, Transport and Roads have been pushing for this tunnel because we are sharing the borders with the enemy dragon. So a lot of push is coming from the Ministry also to speed up the work, although the deadline for this tunnel is 2026, but expectation is that it may be completed before that. But as far as the boring of the tunnel is concerned, that will be done in 2024. It will be completed. We are seeing today a lot of people from different places have also come here to see the work of the tunnel, but at the same time the security arrangements on ground are completely tight, and we are also seeing the minister along with the team of his parliamentary members will be here in some time from now, and from here they will also be going to Zadmore tunnel, which is a 6.5 kilometer tunnel, and today the Nitin Gadkari, the union minister, is going to inaugurate that very tunnel. This has a significance because you will be bypassing the Zojila, which is having the highest altitude, and this place as well as this very area is quite prone to the avalanche. And earlier what used to happen at presently also, when the tunnels are not been completed, so you see that avalanches are more to these passes, so you have the avalanches, with the results the traffic movement is halted, or these roads that connects you to the Ladakh as under snow, so the traffic movement is disrupted. So the valley is definitely disconnected from Ladakh for months together. But once this tunnel is operational, so there won't be any hamper in the movement of the troops or the commuters. So this will be all-weather tunnel which will be open throughout the year. And it is also going to give a booster shot in the arms of the armed forces, because who would suffer in winters, particularly because this place receives the maximum snowfall, and it takes a lot of time to BRO to clear the roads and other things. But in case in future if there is any kind of eventuality or anything, within no time you can cross the next juncture, and it will also reduce the time duration, because if we talk about the Zojila to Minimark, the distance is usually 40 kilometers, but that 40 kilometers it takes hours. But once the tunnel is through, it will be completed in 13 minutes. So BRO is also helping in this very project, because this is going to be a very important project for the strategic point of view, because Kashmir is getting connected with the Ladakh, and that too throughout the year.
Well, thank you very much, Zeenat. We'll be connecting with you live later on, even as that program begins. Meanwhile, many thanks for that detailed input. Let's move on now to other breaking news that's coming in from Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. The alleged incident of desecration of a religious flag caused a clash between two groups, which also included arson in Shastri Nagar of Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. It prompted the police to impose Section 144. The clashes between the two groups erupted on Sunday evening. However, police have been deployed and Section 144 has been imposed. And since we last communicated with our correspondent, the situation is calm now.
अंडर कंट्रोल है, सिचुएशन अभी पीसफुल है। जो लोग भी इकट्ठा हुए थे सब लोगों को अपने अपने घर भेज दिया गया। आप देख रहे हैं पूरे इलाका में फोर्स तैनात कर दी गई है और पूरे इलाका में पुलिस गश्ती कर रही है। अभी किसी प्रकार का कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। जी जी हाँ, जो भी फोर्स हमारे पास था, बाहर से भी फोर्स आए हैं। एक कंपनी रैप लगी हुई है। पूरे इलाका में फोर्स अभी गश्त कर रही है और अभी माहौल एकदम पीसफुल है। अभी अब जैसा आप देख रहे हैं कि सभी लोग तितर-बितर हो गए। हिरासत में लिया गया? जी, कुछ लोगों को हिरासत में लिया गया है। नहीं, अभी घायल की सूचना तो नहीं है किसी। मामला पूरा शांत? अभी मामला पूर्णतः शांत है।
And well, politics has now erupted over this entire issue. Anuj, what can you tell us about the latest situation first of all? After which we can of course go to the question of the politics that has erupted over the entire violence that took place and over the the entire incident.
Well, the incident has been reported from the Jamshedpur of Jharkhand. What we have been told by the police official there, that the situation at this point in time is under control. Let me tell you that this was reported earlier yesterday evening, that is on the Sunday evening, when two groups was in front of each other, and this was a scuffle which was seen. Even the stone pelting was witnessed. Later, this was police who came in action, and finally the decision was taken to impose Section 144. Even the internet services was stopped. That is something what we have been told. But if we talk about the latest, what we have been told is that the police official is confirming now the situation is under control on the ground. If we talk about the situation, then yes, this is under control, as 144 is already there. This was imposed after the scuffle which was witnessed in the Shastinagar area of Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. Later, it was police who came in action, and at this point in time, the situation is being also monitored by the local police, so that no miscreant should be there and no miscreancy should be witnessed. Yes.
Right, Anuj, many thanks for joining us there and for bringing us up to speed on the situation in Jamshedpur. This is Shastri Nagar in Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. Meanwhile, politics has now erupted over the clashes in Jamshedpur, with the BJP alleging inaction and claiming appeasement politics by the Soren government.
Whatever has happened in Jamshedpur totally shows the appeasement policies of the Hemant Soren government. The chief minister, in a hurry to appease the minority community, has forgotten what Raj Dharma is all about. In Ramnavami, right after Ramnavami, animal parts were discovered, tied to the Ramnavami flag. This is absolutely shocking. And when the majority community staged a peaceful dharna against this, in the presence of police, these peaceful demonstrators were attacked by antisocial elements by use of petrol bombs and swords and lathis, and they were brutally beaten up, and that too when police was present all the time. In the ruckus that was created, several shops were also burned, and this is not the first incident of its kind in Jamshedpur. Just a few months ago, a person was sent to jail because he had kept the name of his shop as Hindu Fal Dukan. And while Muslim hotels were running in the area, no action was taken against them. So this government is totally practicing the policy of appeasement and vote bank politics. But we are telling you, Mr. Chief Minister, you have to put these offenders under the book. You have to book them. Otherwise, we'll stage a massive protest throughout the state against your appeasement policies.
And let's move on now to other major breaking news that's coming in. Air India Delhi-London flight had to turn around due to an unruly passenger on board. According to an airline official, the passenger had a fight with flight crew members in mid-air. The airline has lodged a complaint with the Delhi Airport Police on the incident. The said passenger is currently at the police station, Delhi Airport. So an unruly passenger creates a mid-air scare once again. Harsha joining us with all the details on this. Harsha, first of all, what happened and what is the latest situation? The unruly passengers, unruly behavior actually causing so much damage, so much loss in terms of time, in terms of energy, in every way in this particular incident.
Exactly. Back to back, we are seeing the incident of the mid-air. We are seeing the unruly passengers every day in the flight causing one or the other disturbance in the airline. Now, the recent case is of the Air India flight which was bound to go from Delhi to London in the early morning hours, where the unruly passenger literally indulged in a fight with the two cabin crew in the Air India flight, and not even did he indulge in the fight, but also he hit the cabin crew. After that, the flight returned back to Delhi. It didn't go to its destination London. It returned returned back to Delhi, and the unruly passenger has been handed over to the Delhi police. FIR has also been lodged against the unruly passenger, and DGCA has also taken the cognizance of this entire mid-air scare of the of this entire incident where the unruly passenger hit the cabin crew. The formalities and the investigation is right now being carried out as the accused has been taken to the airport police station of the DCP, where the DCP will look into the entire matter, as also the statements of the cabin crew will also be taken in this entire matter. Now the flight has left for London without this unruly passenger, as he has been handed over to the police station at the airport premises. And now what we are looking is that back to back this incident is being coming from different airlines, and now we are waiting for Air India to release a statement in this entire matter. But DGCA has also taken the cognizance of this entire matter, because the rule says that if any such incident happens mid-air in airlines, the airlines first has to inform DGCA about this entire incident. And now this unruly passenger, strict actions and IPC will be imposed against this unruly passenger. A fine or a jail could also be imposed on him, but right now the investigations are underway, and the unruly passenger is right now at the police station. The cabin crew statements will be recorded. Therefore the cabin crew is in Delhi only. They have not went along with the flight to London, but the passengers who suffered because of this unruly passenger are now accommodated, are now being taken to Delhi, London via the same flight without this unruly passenger. Back to you.
Well, Harsha, what about the passenger as such? Are there any details about his identity, any information about where he is from and so on?
Right now, the police has not revealed exactly the identity of the person. No visuals or the photo of the accused has been shared yet by the Delhi police. We all are waiting for the Delhi police statement on this entire matter, like which section is being imposed of IPC and where he belongs from. Is he the native of Delhi, or is he the native of some other place? This entire information is being looked by the Delhi police official. They have only stated that right now the accused is at police station. After further inquiry, the details of the accused will be shared, and we are also waiting for the statement from the Air India, as right now they have not released any statement on this entire incident. They have just informed that the unruly passenger has been handed over to the Delhi police station at the airport premises. So let's wait and watch exactly where this passenger belonged to. Was he in the effect of alcohol when he misbehaved with the cabin crew? Exactly why did he misbehave, and why did he fight with the cabin crew, and why did he hit the two cabin crew staff? That is the part of inquiry. We'll have to wait and watch. Back to you.
Right, Harsha, many thanks for joining us and for sharing those details. So all eyes on that statement to be issued, not just by the airline, but also more details awaited on the part of the police in whose custody this unruly passenger who caused a flight to London to return. Many thanks, Harsha, once again. Let's move on now to other stories that we're tracking. In sports, the uncertain global economic conditions and competition between advertiser budgets have resulted in a weak start to IPL 2023. On the opening day, the number of TV advertisers was 40% lower than last year. A one-man army effort in the form of skipper Shikhar Dhawan helped Punjab Kings reach a respectable total of 143 for 9 in their IPL match against Sunrisers Hyderabad at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad on Sunday. A century stand between half-centurion Rahul Tripathi and skipper Aiden Markram, coupled with 4-wicket haul by spinner Mayank Markande, helped Sunrisers Hyderabad put an end to Punjab Kings' 2-match winning run, defeating the visitors by 8 wickets at the home arena of the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium on Sunday. The Indian cricketing fraternity lauded Kolkata Knight Riders batter Rinku Singh, who pulled off one of the greatest heists in the T20 format, smashing 5 successive sixes in the final 5 balls of the last over to seal a thrilling 3-wicket win against the Gujarat Titans, the defending champions, at their home territory on Sunday. Gujarat Titans batsman Shubman Gill completed 2,000 runs in the IPL. He accomplished the milestone during his side's match against the Kolkata Knight Riders in Ahmedabad. Maharashtra and Chennai Super Kings top order batsman Ruturaj Gaikwad completed 3,000 runs in T20 cricket. The 26-year-old accomplished the landmark against Mumbai Indians in their IPL match at the Wankhede Stadium. Pritam Sivach Sports Foundation, Sai Shakti Sports Hostel Odisha and Khalsa Hockey Academy Amritsar have won their respective games of the ongoing Khelo India Women's Hockey League Under-21 final phase on Sunday. Ace Indian wrestler Bajrang Punia says wrestlers will go to court to protest against the report of the Oversight Committee appointed to investigate on the matter and allegations put up by prominent Indian wrestlers against Wrestling Federation of India and its president Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Rupin wins a silver medal in 55 kg division on Sunday to highlight the Indian Greco-Roman challenge on the opening day of the Asian Wrestling Championships 2023 in Kazakhstan's Astana. Indian wrestler then defeated China's Hai Feng Zhang and Kazakhstan's Aman Gali in the quarterfinals and semifinals respectively. And the men's singles shuttler Priyanshu Rajawat clinched his first ever tour title, beating Magnus Johansson of Denmark in the final of the Orleans Masters 2023 in France on Sunday. 21-year-old Priyanshu got the better of the Dane in a thrilling men's singles final that lasted an hour and 8 minutes. And the BBC has objected to being labelled as government-funded media on one of its Twitter accounts. Breaking news that's coming in. The account, which has 2.2 million followers, shares updates about BBC's television programs, radio shows and podcasts and breaking news stories. The label links a page on Twitter's Help website which says state-affiliated media accounts are outlets where the state exercises control over editorial content through financial resources, direct or indirect political pressures, and or control over production and distribution. BBC has said it is speaking to Twitter about the label to resolve the issue as soon as possible. And joining me now is my senior executive editor, Niranjan Narayanaswamy. Niranjan, give our viewers a sense of what this entire row that has erupted over a label of the BBC that Twitter, has labeled BBC as government-funded media.
So basically, what has happened is, this labeling has been on for some time because several media houses that are affiliated to the government or whether they're public broadcasters, they've been categorized as the same by Twitter. In the case of BBC, the latest tag that's been put out, they've labeled them as a government-funded media, which is technically not wrong because the BBC is funded by the British public and the British Exchequer. And there seems to be a big controversy with that. The BBC pushing back as well against Twitter after this labeling by the social media platform. Their contention is that many other media houses around the world don't face the same tag. And, basically they've called it a government media-funded organization. And Britain's national broadcaster has also sort of pushed back against this categorization. It appears on outlets that receive some amount of government funding, including the BBC, because BBC does get some funding from the government of UK, PBS, for example, NPR and Voice of America, which are partly funded by the government in their respective countries. However, the contention is that it doesn't really appear on several other government-backed outlets, for example, like Canada's CBC or Qatar's Al Jazeera And the BBC account, as of now, has about 2.2 million followers, currently labelled as government funded. The label has not been given to the other accounts of BBC. For example, the BBC News or the World or the BBC Breaking News. So there is a bit of a lack of clarity there. Perhaps the same parameters are being applied to other BBC news accounts, and it's one can argue that some of the other BBC affiliates, for example, BBC World, is also funded by China, for example. Many Chinese state-run media houses are funding them. So perhaps Twitter hasn't really given a definition for what it considers government-funded media to constitute. So there is a little bit of an outrage because BBC seems to be pushing back, and the label, of course, has not been given to BBC's other accounts, and the whole debate has now begun on what Twitter considers government-funded media to constitute. Although BBC should not be complaining because it is actually funded by, partly funded by the people of the United Kingdom and the Exchequer.
Well, many thanks, Niranjan, for sharing that. So a storm over BBC's Twitter handle. Niranjan Narayanasamy, a senior executive editor, breaking down that information, breaking news that was coming in. And moving on to some sports news now, Luis Suarez continued his prolific scoring form as Grêmio won Brazil's Rio Grande do Sul State Championship with a 2-1 margin. Here's a detailed report. Take a look.
Luis Suarez held aside Grêmio win Campeonato Guacho, the Rio Grande do Sul State Championship, by scoring a penalty kick, beating Caxias 1-0. The former Liverpool and Barcelona striker converted a second-half penalty to fire the host to a 1-0 victory in Saturday's second leg of the final at Arena do Grêmio in Porto Alegre. It's Suarez's first trophy in Brazil since he arrived at Grêmio. Grêmio returned to Brazil's first division this season and won the state tournament for the sixth time in a row. Next week, they will debut at Brazilian League, hosting Santos on Sunday. Agency report for Republic TV.
And coming up in other news, days after China's renaming provocation, Amit Shah in Arunachal Pradesh today set to launch Vibrant Villages project. Also coming up, China provokes Taiwan with drills now. Taiwan hits back, conducts counter drills.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,800 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
इस देश में बहुत समय के बाद एक ऐसी सरकार आई है जो सरकार टिकाने के लिए नहीं चल रही, देश को सुधारने के लिए सरकार चल रही है।
ये पहला एक बड़ा इवेंट हुआ है जहां पे आप इस पर विस्तृत तौर से इन डिटेल आप बात करेंगे, तो लेट अस एड्रेस ऑल इश्यूज। Dragging back economic fugitives, fantastic. But a crackdown on corruption alone is not enough to steer the economy.
That is where the reforms are not just to remove those who are with several cases of corruption and disproportionate assets. This will ensure that at a local level, no officer can go about saying, hey, I've come to inspect you, without the system approving it.
coalition will work when there is uncertainty of winning by any one party. इसलिए जो judgment आया यही सबसे उत्तम है. This puts an end to the whole issue.
Assertive 1% that wants to open the wounds again. They do not operate only by the verdict of the court.
आप सभी देश के जन जन तक सही सूचनाएं पहुंचाने में अहम भूमिका निभा रहे हैं। जब नेशन फर्स्ट होता है तब हमारे संकल्प भी बड़े होते हैं और उनको सिद्ध करने के प्रयास भी व्यापक होते हैं।
प्रधानमंत्री जी, हमने भी ठान लिया है हमारा रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क भी अपने कदम और भी तेज करेगा।
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, a quick reminder, as India's biggest news event is back, the third edition of the Republic Summit that will be held in the national capital this month. The biggest of names, the biggest newsmakers, the biggest agents of change and transformation in India will be at the Republic Summit once again this year. So do stand by for what will be by far India's biggest news event by miles. And on that note, let's begin with this edition of the news. A quick check of the headlines. After huddle in the national capital, BJP likely to release candidates list for Karnataka elections today. Congress makes milk a big issue ahead of the polls in Karnataka. Is there an attempt to divide over milk now? Politics over Jamshedpur violence. GMM claims situation is under control. BJP questions law and order. Days after China's renaming provocation, Amul is in Arunachal Pradesh today, set to launch vibrant villages. In Jammu and Kashmir, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari to review progress of Asia's longest tunnel, Zojila. China provokes Taiwan with drills now. Taiwan hits back, conducts counter drills. And cutting across to breaking news coming in, the BJP list that is all set to be released this evening as B.S. Yediyurappa and other top BJP state leaders in the national capital are deciding on that. Another round of meeting that is to be held with BJP National President J.P. Nadda, after which the list of candidates will be announced. The list of about 170 to 180 candidates that will be out this evening. A few of the sitting MLAs who will likely miss out on tickets is the buzz that is doing the rounds. I want to cut across to my colleague Prajwal, who's joining us on the broadcast. Prajwal, this is extremely crucial because this will really lay the roadmap of, how the elections in Karnataka are looking like, the faces that the BJP chooses, on what grounds, and, how will the list pan out? What more can you tell us at this point?
Absolutely, Suesha. Now, the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, B.S. Yediyurappa, speaking in New Delhi, has gone ahead and stated that the list will be released this evening because earlier yesterday when Chief Minister Bansaraj Bommai had spoken to reporters, he stated that it will be released this morning by the earliest, somewhere between 11 to 11:30. But now, former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, who has just come out of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah's residence, has gone ahead and cleared the air over it and stated that by today evening, 170 to 180 members list will be announced as as well, because initially the BJP had planned to release 150 candidates list, but now it is 170 to 180. So we are seeing an increase by around 20 to 30 members who will also be selected, because starting from today it is exactly a month before the counting as well. So now the BJP somehow believes that it is exactly the right time to go ahead and announce the people who will be contesting on the BJP tickets from around 170 to 180 constituency, so that they can immediately begin their campaign as well, because largely now a lot is being spoken about the BJP going ahead and delaying the list as well. And why was this being done was also some of the questions which was being stated, but finally taking all the permutation and combination and also the caste equations into consideration after the marathon meetings which have been conducted from the past 3 days, we're also expecting that today's meeting will be conducted over the next 7 to 8 hours as well, where the BJP top leaders from the state of Karnataka will be present along with the election in charges as well. And we will also be seeing JP Nadda, the BJP national president, too, taking a final call, and we can expect that the list will be announced somewhere between 5:30 to 6:30 in the evening. And largely now there has also been a demand that for the Lingaites, especially the number of candidates should be given higher as well, because so far in the Congress, which has released two lists, we have seen that there are 34 Lingaites who have been given tickets from the Lingait community as well, and them being one of the most prominent community in the state of Karnataka who could turn the tide in the favor of any political party. The BJP is also looking to more or less do that as well. And now from what we understand, B.S. Yediyurappa also made one more important statement, saying that a few of the sitting MLAs will be missing out on tickets. So on what categories will they be missing out on the tickets? Is it the age criteria, or is it because of the internal survey which was conducted by the BJP? Because remember that there were 3 surveys which was conducted by the BJP party in Karnataka, 2 by its own unit and 1 by an external agency which was conducted. And looking at all of this and taking a summary and an average of this particular survey, they have gone ahead with the selection of the candidates too. So this will prove to be quite a shocker for a few of the sitting MLAs as well, but we still do not know as to who those MLAs will be. But definitely there will be a lot of political rumblings within the BJP party as well, and we are also expecting that the BJP will also shortly come out with its manifesto too as to what will be the poll promise ahead of the elections that they will approach the people with. So all eyes will be on this crucial meeting in the national capital, where in some time, maybe between 5:30 to 6:30, we will be expecting the first list of 170 to 180 candidates. Suyesha.
Absolutely, Prajwal, and you're already saying political rumblings expected. Let's not forget the controversies that have already hit the headlines, be it about Yediyurappa's son being given a ticket. And as far as the BJP strategy is concerned, they have made it amply clear that it is the top leadership that will take a call, and not really about nepotism or someone being favored on personal level, but really on credit and merit, that the BJP will be, allotting the tickets. So we wait and watch what happens this evening. But really to count, Prajwal, to what has happened so far and how it could be a shocker this evening.
Mainly when it comes to the merits that we are speaking about, Suyesha, the BJP party has always made it sure, and it has stated that on the top of its priority will be development. Development will be the key agenda, and those non-performing MLAs will be immediately sacked, and they will not be allowed, or they will not be given a ticket as well. So this has been made quite clear by both Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as Union Home Minister Amit Shah on the several occasions that they have visited Karnataka in the past. And secondly, when you're looking at the survey parameters as well, one of the most and important criteria is the fact that how is the MLA connecting with the ground connect. That is, how is he going in connecting to booth level workers? How is he or she connecting to booth level workers? And what is the sort of rapport that they are building? And what are the pros and cons of this particular MLA? And why should the party give them a ticket to? Because this was considered in the meeting as well. Because now we are seeing many visuals coming in. Earlier this morning, we also saw that the Minister for Muzrai Department, Shashikala Jolle, was slammed by her own voters, stating that she has come to the constituency in Gallatka village only after 5 years. So there are many such cases in the BJP party as well, where the MLAs might have not visited the constituency at all after being voted to power in 2018. So this is quite crucial as to the ground connect, the sort of rapport that they have with the voters, and what will be the development issue and what will be the key talking points in the upcoming assembly elections, which they have gone ahead and also going ahead and spreading the message of the sort of development programs which has already been given by the central government too. So this is something that needs to be learnt at this point of time. So it will definitely create quite a few political rumblings. And apart from that fact, we are also seeing that Vijayendra's ticket was quite a topic of discussion, because initially the party themselves, CT Ravi, who is the BJP National General Secretary, stated that the tickets will not be decided in the kitchen of a political party, to which both Vijayendra and BS Yediyurappa had slammed him back, stated that they are also party workers of the BJP and they are ready to listen to the High Command as well. But categorically, BS Yediyurappa, stating that his son will be contesting from Shikaripura, had sent out a loud message to the High Command, stating that he is here to stay and he will also be one of them who will be calling the shots ahead of the assembly elections.
Right. Prajwal, I want you to stay on with us because more election stories coming out of the state of Karnataka. We are hearing that it is a huge embarrassment for the JDS as H.D. Kumaraswamy's son is facing wrath over missing basic amenities in Ramanagara constituency of Old Mysuru region. Nikhil Kumaraswamy, who is the son of former Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy and the candidate of Ramanagara Assembly constituency, is campaigning in his constituency, had to face a lot of wrath among the locals over the lack of basic amenities, for which he was called out. Nikhil Kumaraswamy was ghered out by voters. He is from the Ramanagara Assembly constituency, and in this video you can clearly see that a woman is heard saying that your mother did a puja, but there is still no drinking water facility that is adequate for the people on the ground. Prajwal, I want to come to you because this video has now gone viral and it is thoroughly bringing about the reality as far as Kumaraswamy's son is concerned. Not just that, but